Hello students, today we are going to discuss the poem The Tree of Life written by Toru Dutt. Let's see an introduction about the poet. Toru Dutt, popularly known as Toru Dutt, was an Indian Bengali poet and translator from British India who wrote in English and French. She is among the founding figures of Indo-Anglo literature alongside Henry Derosio, Manmohan Ghosh, and Sarojini Naidu. She is known for her volumes of poetry in English, Sita, A Sheaf Gleaned in French Fields, and Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan, and for a novel in French. Her poems explore themes of loneliness, longing, patriotism, and nostalgia. Dutt died at the age of 21 of tuberculosis. Toru Dutt was one of the first Indian women to write in English and to provide a feminine voice in the male-dominated Indian writing genre. Her writings shed light on the persistent oppression of women in patriarchal societies, most notably the Indian society during the colonial era. So, Toru Dutt was born in Calcutta in 1856 to a well-respected Bengali family. Her father's name is Govind Chandra Dutt. He was a magistrate in Calcutta. Toru was the youngest of the three siblings. Her sister's name is Aru and they had a brother named Abju. They spent most of their childhood in Calcutta. They were educated at home by their father and by an Indian Christian tutor. Toru learned French, English, and eventually Sanskrit in addition to their first language, Bengali. During this time, she developed a love for English literature. She tried to understand and appreciate poems like John Milton's epic Paradise Lost. She was also learned some stories about ancient India from her mother. Let's read the poem, The Tree of Life. Broad daylight with a sense of awareness. Mine eyes were closed, but I was not asleep. My hand was in my father's, and I felt his presence near me. Thus we often passed in silence, hour by hour. At the beginning of the poem, the poet describes a moment of awareness in broad daylight. The speaker says that her eyes were closed, but she is not fully asleep. And she felt the presence of her father near her. Her hand was in her father's hand. The connection between the speaker and her father is emphasized as the passing of time in silence because she says that they understand each other without the need of words. What was the need of interchanging words when every thought that in her heart's arose was known to each and every pulse kept time? Suddenly, there shone a strange light and the scene a sudden change. I was awoke. It was an open plain, illimitable, stretching oh so far, and over it the strange light, a glorious light like that the stars shed over fields of snow in a clear, cloudless, frosty winter night, only intenser in its brilliance calm. And in the midst of that vast plain I saw, for I was wide awake, it was no dream, a tree with spreading branches and with leaves of diverse kinds, red silver, alive gold, shimmering in radiance that no words may tell. The speaker says that suddenly a strange light appears and it transforms the scene into an open plain. To the speaker, it was a glorious light. She compares the light to the light that the stars shed over fields of snow in a clear winter night. And in the midst of the vast plain, she sees a tree with spreading branches. Also, we can notice that she was awake and it was not a dream. She says, the tree contained different types of leaves. Some are red, they are silver, and some are alive. They are gold. And she says, the tree was radiating an indescribable brilliance. Beside the tree, an angel stood. He plucked a few small sprays and bound them round my head. Oh, the delicious touch of those strange leaves! No longer throbbed my brows, no more. I felt the fever in my limbs. And oh, I cried, bind too my father's forehead with these leaves. One leaf the angel took and therewith touched his forehead, and then gently whispered, "No." An angel was present beside the tree. He plucked some sprays and placed them on the speaker's head. The touch of that leaves brought her relief. It removed the speaker's ailments. She was overwhelmed with the experience. So the speaker asked the angel to bind the leaves on her father's forehead. But the angel gently refused it, but touched his forehead with a single leaf. Never, oh never had I seen a face more beautiful than that angel's, or more full of holy pity and of love divine. Wondering, I looked away, then all at once opened my tear-dimmed eyes, when lo, the light was gone. The light as of the stars when snow lies deep upon the ground. No more, no more was seen the angel's face. I only found my father watching patient by my bed, and holding in his own, close pressed my hand. The angel's face is described as extraordinarily beautiful, filled with holy pity and divine love. The speaker gazes in wonder for a while, but suddenly the light vanishes, and the angel's face is no longer visible. Then the speaker finds her father patiently watching over her, holding her hand. So, overall, the poem explores a dream-like experience where the natural and supernatural merge together. The tree of life, the angel, and the transformative leaves symbolize healing, a divine intervention, and the bond between the speaker and her father. Let's read a short summary of the poem. The poem The Tree of Life is from the ancient ballads and legends of Hindustan. The poem relates the experience of a speaker who begins with her eyes closed and with her hand in her father's, passing time in silence. Suddenly, this scene of quiet meditation is interrupted by a vision where the speaker imagines her father and herself to be in a vast plain centered on a tree with spreading branches and with leaves. There, the speaker imagines an angel standing beside the tree who plucks a few small sprays and binds them round her head. When the leaves of the tree touch the speaker's head, the fever in her limbs disappears, and she asks for the angel to also treat her father with the leaves. When the angel moves to treat the speaker's father, however, he whispers no and does not go through with it. Still, the speaker is struck by the look of holy pity and of love divine in the angel's face. As the poem closes, the speaker's vision of the angel fades, and she finds herself once again by the father's bedside with her hand close pressed in his. Let's read a short analysis. In terms of its form, the poem is 38 lines long and is written in blank verse with regular rhymes and primarily using iambic pentameter for its meter. This use of blank verse as well as the gold leaves of the titular tree closely aligns thus Tree of Life with that of Milton in his blank verse epic Paradise Lost. One clearly religious element in the poem is the angel, who is called angel with a capital A to reflect his otherworldliness as well as the awesome power of his holy pity and love divine. Perhaps a less obvious religious symbol in the poem, however, is the speaker's father. The word father has religious significance in Christianity and is evocative of the Christian God. Further, the action at the beginning of the poem, where the speaker sits in silence with her eyes closed but not asleep, appear to be not only a moment of quiet reflection but also a moment of prayer. It is out of this closeness to the Divine Father that her vision of the open plain then comes. However, by the end of the poem, we come to find the divine embodied in the angel's pity and love, and we understand that the Father in the poem is all too human when the angel refuses to treat him as he does the speaker. Still, in the moment, at the poem's close, the angel's face seems to become the Father's. Let's see some of the major themes in her works. 1. Nature and Romanticism. Like romantic poets, Dutt often depicted the beauty of nature using vivid imagery of trees, flowers, and landscapes as seen in our Kashrana tree. Number 2. Indian mythology and legends. She drew inspiration from Indian epics and folk tales, as in ancient ballads and legends of Hindustan, where she retold stories from the Ramayana and Mahabharata. 3. Exile and nostalgia. As someone who lived abroad, Dutt expressed a deep longing for her homeland. Many of her works reflect feelings of separation and yearning. 4. Women's strength and sacrifice. She portrayed strong female characters from Indian mythology, celebrating their courage and devotion. Hope you understood the poem. Thank you.